In this video, we're going to take a look at some ways that you can customize your competency-based gradebook by looking at some special codes and some colors. So in order to set up codes, we're going to come out of the gradebook up here to Tools. And over on the Tools, we want to be in Special Codes, and we look at Options, and we're going to Add. So I've already added a special code and called it NHI. I'm going to make another code and call it Omit. You might have some other ones. You might want to just make this one exempt from calculation. When I made the NHI, I did report it as missing. And you have the option to create a color. You do not have to, but you can create a color if you want. So just to show how that would work, I'll say OK, and I need to make sure that I save it. And I say OK, and then I can come back to the gradebook. And if I'm going to go back and I want to input this on some scores, I'm going to go into my scores section again and wait for that to load. And then in the traditional column, this is where I'm going to put my code. Remember, I don't want to put actual scores in the traditional column because that creates an expectation that the percent is going to turn into a grade. But instead, we want to have somewhere where we can note that there's a special circumstance, maybe or just a reason the student didn't turn it in, and we can then use the dialog box. So let's just say this person didn't turn in their work. So let's just revert that back here. What I need to do in order to find this as for the code is I need to actually select the student. So I'll select the student's name, wait for this to come up, and then the traditional column will open up for me. And so you can see here it is. And so in this score here now, I can either type in NHI, or if I forget what those codes were that I made, you can do Control L. And this should bring up these two different codes that I have. So I'm going to choose NHI in this one and say OK. So NHI is going to show up. And then in the dialog box, I might need say something like, see teacher to find out how to submit this assignment still. Okay. And then I might put something down here about that maybe there was a extended illness or something like this. And I will save it. Now you'll notice when I do that, I've got an NHI, but when I scroll to the far left here, and I might have to push Control minus to see my whole screen, then I can see that there was some feedback here and there were some notes. So that's how I'm going to do the put in these special codes. But I also now can go to the side and choose curricular competencies and rubric rating scale. Wait for a minute. This takes a little bit for it to load. And then you're going to see the side leaf here has ratings. So what I've done here, let me just erase one of these so you can see how this works. It will have add color on the side. So I'll just X out of a couple. So let's say for emerging, I want to add a color. So I click add color, and then this white box shows up. Click in the white box, and now you can pick a color. So I want to be alerted to this. I'm going to make it red or orange. So in this case, I'm choosing red. That'll show up there. And incidentally, if you want to make this a little bit lighter, of a showing through, you can choose the color, and then you could make it a little bit more of a pastel-y color if you want, so you can see better. And then for this one, this extending, I might want to go ahead and change this to like light purple or something like that. And I am going to notice here that my sequence number, the emerging is the 4, developing is 3, proficient is 2, and extending is 1. So we're going to have to take a look at those colors, make those numbers later on. So that's how you add those in. And then you can go ahead and view those by going back into your assignments and into your scoring in the scores, and those will come up later. All right, I hope that helps you to personalize or customize your competency-based assessment book, grade book.